readings. So let's start at the beginning, shall we, Cancer? This is the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups usually means it's about some kind of disappointment that you've had, or having trouble releasing some things and kind of ignoring what is right in front of you. Well, this is upside down, so it does look like you may have embraced some changes, spoken your truth on things that maybe disappointed you in the past, and it does look like you have released some either heart pain or relationship pain from the past in order to move on. So actually, even though it's upside down, it's a moving forward. You're moving forward. You're not kind of sitting in contemplation and in pain and trying to heal. You are actually healing. So this does look like a much more positive healing card, given the circumstances that it's upside down. So it does look like your heart is open. You're ready to receive love if you haven't already created that. The Page of Swords is what crosses you here. And, you know, swords are about thinking and about words and intellect. And pages are about messages. And this page is a sword, so that's news and problems or difficulties, troubles that could relate to a young person. So this could be maybe your child is getting into some hinky stuff. This could be some challenging news for work. But this more or less feels like it is a challenge that has kind of come across you suddenly that you may not have known you had. Could be, you know, a bill that was outstanding that you forgot about, or just finding out some information about a young person in your life that's maybe not on a healthy path. The Queen of Cups is above here. This does feel like a person. It can be a man or a woman. This is a water sign, so that could be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. It is kind of on the open your heart area and right next to the Ace of Cups over here. So this could be a new love prospect. If this is someone that is already in your life, this could be just upgrading your current relationship, or even being open and willing to merge with someone now when you weren't before. The Queen of Cups is someone that is highly emotional. Usually cups are pretty tender. They're very intuitive and very sensitive, and they're also very responsible. So this could be a person coming into your life or someone that is already in your life. But it does feel like it is a love attraction and someone that you are looking at if you haven't already stepped forward in that. Also, the Queen of Cups can be you, Cancer. That can stand for you. So you may be working on your kindness and your creative essence, or even kind of opening up your psychic awareness. So it could mean either one. So whichever sings to your heart, Cancer, is the message for you with this card. The Devil is a temptation. That's usually, you know, this can be exes coming back, and this is kind of the ex coming back, or messages from an ex, or messages of love from the past. So this could be a temptation from maybe an ex. You know, for some reason, when we move forward in a new relationship, it seems like the one we've been pining for, that never came, all of a sudden is in your awareness again. And that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like a temptation of love from the past. It can even mean if you have changed a habit that was destructive, whether it's an addiction, codependency, or just a toxic friend. But it does feel like there will be a temptation to kind of go back to that behavior that you have made a decision does not work for you. You know, most people pass those tests, so don't worry about it. It is in the past position, so it may have just happened if it hasn't happened already. What is in the present position is the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups are messages from the past, from a loved one. This could be anyone from a family member to an ex-boyfriend or a girlfriend or ex-partner. Or just messages from a friend that you haven't heard from in quite a while. It's usually one of joy, and one of very simple communication, but it is messages from the past, and it's usually around your heart space. So Ace of Cups is here. This is also the love card. This is the hand of God. So yes, a lot of these cards are kind of dictating new love. And if you are in a current relationship, it can mean upgrading your current love to where it is more balanced and feels more comfortable and facilitates growth. But for the most part, this feels like a new love or a new way of loving. So be open to the changes, Cancer. But it also feels like you are filling your own cup with some self-love here as well. Cups are emotions, so getting in touch with some of those emotions. I know Cancers, you guys like to hold that down deep, but this does feel like an expression of love is necessary. So whether it is your child, your parent, your new love, someone you have a crush on, don't be afraid to step forward and speak a truth from your heart. So that is the basics that's happening here, Cancer. And the basis of this line here is strength. So it does look like it took a bit of strength to make some of these changes. It does also feel like you might have been in a funk for the last couple of months, and now we're coming out of that and making some decisions and some choices that better you. It does feel like you are getting much more in touch with your affinity and your heart's desires. You may have put some of your desires on the back shelf for either someone in a family member, a child, a parent, a lover. But it does look like now you are really firmly focused on your desires and your creative essence. But it did take a bit of strength to kind of step out of this little dark place. And it does look like you successfully have done that. So the Magician is upside down here, and the Magician is really about finding your own magic, trusting in your own intuition. It is upside down, so you may not be trusting your own words of advice. You may not be trusting your own clairvoyance, your own hits on life. It does look like you need to trust what's coming from your heart, and whatever that first thing is that pops into your mind usually is the right thing. So don't second guess yourself on projects. And it does feel like also with putting these things on the back burner, you have put your creative stuff on the back burner. Now it's time to bring it to the forefront a little bit more so you can enjoy your own magic, your intuition, and your creative essence. But it does look like you kind of hung that up for a minute, and that may be necessary to balance out your finances for a minute, but don't forget your wonderful magic in all this process. The Queen of Wands is here. She can stand for a fire sign woman. That's Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It is right next to this Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So this does feel like an interpersonal love, or could be someone from the past, could be a friend, but it does feel like there is a little bit of demands on you from this Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, that there is some shifting either in a friendship or a love space, but that you are trying to come back to center and work things out. If this isn't stand for a person for you, a Queen of Wands usually is a socially prominent person. It's a warm and honoring kind of goal leader person. So you may be looking at new goals. You may be allowing yourself to be a little more vulnerable in this Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups situation. And that it's kind of an honorable, peaceful time, and it also can be someone who's a goal setter as well. So you may be setting new goals, new priorities for yourself, and allowing yourself to be out and about a little bit more socially. So that is the Queen of Wands. But it does have remnants of being a person from your past that you are working out some things. So it could be the Queen of Wands may be part of this Six of Cups business. But it does feel like someone that you've known from the past. That can be a little challenging. The Two of Swords is at the top here, and you know, she protects herself, she protects her heart, kind of closes herself off from seeing what's really going on. So you may be licking your wounds a little bit from some pain, heart pain in the past. The X over the chest is kind of lighting up for me as that this is you're really protecting your heart. So it may be time to put down those swords, open yourself up a little bit. It is the time to open yourself up. You don't want to miss this opportunity here. But the message I'm getting through is do not punish future partners by the pains from the past, is what is coming to me. So you may be feeling a little extra guarded. So pull off that blindfold, take a look at what's really happening, and then make your decisions based on that. The calmness of the water is lighting up for me, so it feels like a false protection that the waters have calmed a little bit. It's not as dangerous out there as you thought it was. So that's the culmination card. To the left of it is the 5. Now fives are kind of challenging, and that's kind of half the journey, 1 through 10. And this feels like you were disappointed in love, and that you're still kind of holding that and protecting yourself from it, you know, and you don't want to miss the opportunities to be with your soulmate because you are fretting about something that you had no control over. There are other opportunities right behind you, but it does feel like you're really kind of enmeshed in feeling the loss, the pain of a loss from the past. But don't neglect your future. Don't neglect the gifts that are all around you. So it feels like a little gratitude for the present day will help you shift your focus from the sadness and disappointment to the past and the beautiful opportunities that are right behind you in the future. The 9 is on the other side of here, and this is like when you've cleaned out your closet, either emotional, spiritual, or physically cleaned out your closet. It's a reflective card. It's taking a look at, before I make this final decision, are all my ducks in a row? Should I give that old toaster away, kind of thing. So it's just a bit of reflection before you move into that next growth space, unencumbered. It does feel like you need to simplify your life a little bit. And I do see this head wrap off the eyes a little bit. So that is a progress from that. There's a little bit of progression. So look at things as they truly are. Honestly, do you really need this toaster, person, job, house, whatever it is you are planning on releasing? And just take one final look before you step into a future where it looks like it's going to be much more healing for you, Cancer. So that is your general reading for the month of November. I'm going to throw some of these wonderful Angels in Abundance cards. They are by Doreen and Grant Virtue. They tag teamed on this one. And you have clearing debts. All right, so it does look like you are clearing some debts here, getting things in order, releasing and cleaning up the past. So that kind of dictates or tag teams the releasing of things. And let go of guilt. There it is. All right, so I will read the first one. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. So it does feel like you're getting yourself in order, really looking at those debts, trying to get them down so you can start creating being in abundance, and let go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. So that's pretty clear. You know, guilt is a gift that keeps on giving, and it really serves no purpose other than to keep you from growth and happiness. So I encourage you, Cancer, to let go of any guilt. You cannot change anything from the past. You can only improve on your future. So let that be your guide.